This is another essential computer skill, and it's knowing how to destroy all of the personal and private data that you have on a computer or on a hard disk drive. So that if you are selling a computer, or if you're getting rid of a computer, or if you're going to donate a computer, you want to make sure that you aren't giving away any personal information, because you don't know who's going to get the computer or who's going to get the hard disk drive that you may have had in that computer. And they might, whoever gets it might have software that is able to extract all of your personal information. Even if you formatted that hard disk drive before getting rid of it, they still might be able to extract the information. Even if you've deleted all the files on the hard disk drive, they still might be able to extract that information. And so you just need to be really careful whenever you get rid of a computer or a hard disk drive that you've taken sufficient steps to destroy all of the data on that computer and that hard disk drive. And this will protect you from people who are out there doing things like stealing identity, or, it'll just protect your privacy. So you always want to make sure you destroy all personal data on any computers or hard disk drives that you're going to get rid of. And not only, personally, but also whatever business you're in. Because a lot of businesses in the past, and still today, will unwittingly divulge personal and private and confidential information about their clients because they got rid of computers and hard disk drives, and they didn't take sufficient steps to destroy all of the data on those computers and hard disk drives. So how do you destroy all of the data on a computer or a hard disk drive? Well, the easiest way to destroy all of the data on a computer or a hard disk drive is to physically destroy the computer and hard disk drive. How do you physically destroy it? You could do what this person did with this picture right here. You could take your hard disk drive out to a shooting range or just out to the country, and you could put a couple of bullets in it. And yeah, that's going to destroy all the data. It's going to make it so you can't read it. You could also do what I did when I got rid of some hard disk drives. I took a pickaxe and I drove the pickaxe through each hard disk drive several times just to make sure that, whatever personal data is on those hard disk drives, nobody's going to be able to access it. Because people do access that data from used computers and from old hard disk drives. If you go to eBay, you could search for hard disk drive, and people are selling used hard disk drives here. You could also just search for laptop, right, or computer, and people will be selling used laptops and used computers here. And you can get those laptops and computers and hard disk drives, and you can start to extract all types of personal information. And actually, they always do a bunch of studies. There have been a bunch of studies that show identity thieves are likely buying used hard drives and computers on eBay and using readily available software to recover data from those hard drives, even if the hard drives, all the files have been deleted, and even if all of the hard drives have been formatted. Because when you format a hard disk drive, it says, warning, all data will be lost. But that's a little bit of a misleading statement. Because what happens when you format a hard disk drive is, we talked about the file allocation table and the NTFS, the file system that a hard drive uses. And what happens is, this is all that happens when you format a hard disk drive or erase a file. And so the logical file structure, right, the entry in the file table, the file system gets deleted, but the zeros and ones are actually still in the clusters on the platters of the hard disk drive. The zeros and ones are still there. And so just because these entries in the file table system have been deleted, the zeros and ones have not been deleted. They're still there on the platter. And with the right software, you could go in and you could see what all those zeros and ones are and recover all of that information. And so formatting a hard drive or deleting files doesn't delete the zeros and ones. All it does is delete and get rid of the entries in the file system. So to make sure that you're protecting your personal information or the information of clients who've entrusted their confidentiality to you, either physically destroy hard disk drives and computers before you get rid of them, or go and get some wiping, cleaning software. So if you go to download.com, which, they say, I think it's a pretty trusted source, and they say that their software is virus-free. It's run by CNET, which is a huge publisher of computer magazines and things like that. But if you go to download.com and search for wipe drive or scrub drive, right, you'll get things like this, where you'll have drive wiping software. And so here's one where the editors have rated it and users have rated it. And this will go in and it'll write nonsensical zeros and ones over your hard disk drive. And the military actually has a standard for this, which means that you have to write zeros and ones randomly, nonsensically, 17 different times or something like that before they'll let the drive be released. But my recommendation to you is whenever you get rid of a computer, pull the hard drive out and just smash it to pieces. But don't throw those pieces in the trash because they're toxic, and you want to make sure that they're still recycled electronically in a proper way. So for healthy electronic recycling that's healthy for the environment, you could search electronic recycling certified, right? And it'll take you to eStewards certification, and you can go to eStewards.org, and these people list, electronics recyclers who are ethical electronic recyclers, so they conform to different standards, and they've gone through a certification process to make sure that they are handling your personal information and your technology in a responsible manner that's both sensitive to, so here are all the certified eSteward recyclers, handling it in a responsible manner that's both sensitive to making sure your personal information isn't compromised, and also making sure that the technology isn't disposed of in a way which will be harmful to the environment, or it's disposed of in a way which will be the least harmful for the environment. So that's some information about destroying your data on your computer whenever you get rid of your computer or your hard disk drive. And it is an essential computer skill to know how to do that, either by physically destroying the drive or by downloading some of this wiping cleaning software and running it before you get rid of your computer.